We're live, mate. I'm Dreamboat. I've got Gothmog here with me, and we're gonna be bringing you some AsiaFortress lower bracket finals. That's gonna be Cute Beast in Kusoyotech. How are you doing, Goth?
I'm doing good. I'm assuming I'm doing a lot better than you are at 6 a.m. over there, something like that, I believe.
Hey, it really, the time doesn't matter when you haven't slept yet. So I'm good to go. I'm ready for this, and I'm excited for some AsiaFortress. How about you?
Yeah, me too, man. These are some of the biggest teams in AF, and we're gonna see them go head to head here, so it's gonna be quite a match, I think.
I think you're totally right. I do recall watching Cute Beasts earlier, actually, in the upper bracket finals. They put on a good show. I think a lot of people are going to remember a certain between the leg shot. No, it does not dirty sounding. I'm talking about Flower hitting
Yeah,
one of the nuttiest headshots I think I've ever
yeah,
seen.
really insane headshot on Andy. Well, we'll see if he can pull that out of the bag again here. This time, he's gonna be going head to head with a sniper his own caliber in the form of Pine.
And we did see, not that long ago on stream actually, a Pine Frag video, and he looked pretty impressive. So
As always.
we'll see how he and Flower can compete. I'm looking forward to them going toe to toe, just like later today in Columbus, Ohio. We're gonna have a great sniper duel between Fallen and Guardian. Here we have one between Flower and Pine.
Yeah, this one's better, guys. All of you, just this one's better.
Yeah, I mean, come on. CS, TF2.
No
CS
contest.
is obviously TF2, no contest. And that's why we're here for a tremendous game. Run us down their rosters for both of these teams, for those who might not be too familiar with either of them.
Okay, so in one corner we have Cute Beast. They are a mostly Chinese team, with the exception of, aforementioned Korean sniper Flower. So we've got Flower and 10 on Scout. Both of them are really, really impressive scouts in their own right. 10 is a DM beast, and Flower is, a heavy off-class at a sniper. We have Shadow and Fury over on Soldier, Fury on Pocket, I think, and Shadow is roaming. We have Hysteria on Demo Man and RLE on Medic. If I had to say something, I'd say we'd have to look out for Fury, Flower, and 10 in this roster. The really, really key players. Now, their opponents, we've got Kusoyotech. We have Larky and Pine over on a Scout. Again, Pine is, like I said, he's the equivalent of Flower. He's a heavy off-class and a sniper. And Larky, I think I mentioned it in one of the previous matches, the winner of the Scout v Scout MG tournament in AsiaFortress. So we'll see if he can justify that title over in this match. Over on Soldier, we've got Babel and Daylight. Babel, a beastly pocket, and Daylight, in the last match against, I think, Club Penguin Crusaders, which I casted, he did some insane work over on Roma. So let's see if he can replicate that work of his. Then we have Freeze on Demoman and Janus over on Medic.
Meet more good stuff. We have good game. Sorry,
Oh
I
my
can't
god,
make
is my
fun
mic
of you.
that bad?
No, it's just I see some people coming out in chat. Your mic's a little scratchy, but
Oh my god.
I don't know. There's some stuff that you can do to fix it. It was just the immediate reaction was a couple of robots that I felt like coming out here and making a little fun of you.
Yeah, no problem.
What's a little caster banter here and there.
Yeah, really sorry about this. Let me try and adjust it. Hello, test? Is that any better?
It's about the same, to be honest with you.
God damn.
Alright, so mics aside, and bots aside, I mean, I've got one on the caster desk with me here, and got a couple bots in the server. I'm referring, of course, to the aim bots of Pine and Flower, which, yeah, I think we got 3 bots here. Although, I mean, you did say the other Kusoyotech scout is the reigning MGE tournament champion.
Yeah,
so
that's
he might be a bot because I think only bots are patient enough to MGE repeatedly until they get that good.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
I'm calling all the bots here. You know, and soon, hopefully, as we do have everyone in the server now, we'll see these Autobots get together, ready up, and roll out.
Yeah. Looking forward to some good the 6 one-on-ones going on all over the server, as is wont to happen in Asian matches.
So, you know these teams a lot better than me, I'll be perfectly honest. What is your predictions here? I want a score line for this match.
Predictions. I'm gonna go with Cute Beast taking the victory. Probably maybe 6. No, let's say 5-2 maybe.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go the other way. It's, you know, having seen him firsthand, it is hard to go against Flower. But I'm gonna take Kusoyotech because they remind me of one of my favorite team names, Han Solo YOLO Tech. I'll take them 5-4, and I do think that Pine will be a real pine in their ass if QP's want to win.
Why you gotta do that?
Hi, so I'm Dreamboat. If you don't know me, I make puns. There's your introduction to me. Let's get forward here as we are about to go
You're
into this first
right
mid.
in. So who are you gonna be watching on this first mid, Dreamboat?
I think I gotta watch Hysteria and see if he can put me into an absolute hysteria with this mid.
Okay, then I'm gonna watch Freeze. He's landing a couple. He doesn't really hit Hysteria for anything.
And
looks like
this kind of trading spam out here, not really doing a ton. The health is a lot better on Cute Beast though, because some of these spam have connected. Fable going down quickly. Janice is daily down to Flower.
Hysteria with the pipes, man.
Exactly.
Freeze is gonna be jumping in, trying to salvage something from this mid, but no, it's not really gonna happen. The last man alive from Kusoyotech, Lucky, stuck under the bridge. Finally does go down. Takes Fury with him too. So first mid going decisively to Cute Beast.
Is it too late to change my prediction to 5-0 Cute Beast? Because with mid fights like that, they're in good shape.
Nah, it's too late. It's too late, man. You made a decision. You stick with it.
Alright, I'm calling a 5-4. This is just the good start that Cute Beast needs to make this a
Flower's
very
already out on Sniper.
He is. And it's not Pine sniping the other way. He's on Pyro.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that decision?
Actually. I don't know about that. Is he not feeling up to it today? I'm not sure.
Well,
but it looks like Cupid don't want to waste any time.
Impact as these supers are popped right in here. And they haven't gotten Janice yet. Okay, they get Babel and Pine. That's going to be a good start.
They got 2 frags. They lose Fury though. And
Fury kills himself on Janice. Is rough. So is rough.
Oh, you can't blame him for trying.
10 just to cap point, and that's a Cute Beast round.
Yeah, a really, really fast round. 2-minute round to Cute Beast. So they're, yeah, like you said, they're in really good shape. Let's see if Kusoyotech can pull themselves together for this next mid. I'm gonna watch Freeze again. Who are you gonna be sticking your camera onto?
I'm gonna watch Daylight and see if the Kusoyotech will do a lot more with these kind of bombs here. He's kind of jumping around, not really doing a ton. Oh, he gets a fat pipe right into his face there. And this is looking like another bad Kusoyotech mid. They're taking a ton of damage here. And Chuck gets Pine. So
they've lost Pine, they've got Daylight. Freeze is desperately trying to throw some stickies, but no, he's gonna leave. He's gonna shepherd Janus out of there.
Absolutely, and it looks like
Fury doesn't want to wait, he's in! And he hits, did he hit an air shot on Lucky to finish him off? I'm not sure. But yeah, Cube's just pushing this really aggressively.
Either way, Janus will escape with his life, so we are going to see an even Uber situation here, which is going to force a bit of a stalemate here now because, you know, both teams are even. I mean, you could try it solo Uber, but it generally forces that standard Badlands lobby stalemate. Don't know why I said granary here. Too many fragments messing with my head. We do have the legendary Pine sniping though. He's staring into this lobby area. He does not see anything at all in the slightest.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing against Kusoyotech, you pretty much know for a fact that they're gonna have a sniper, probably Pine. So you really don't want to give him a chance to hit one of those headshots.
And it's looking like they're not gonna give him anything. They don't. It's smart too because when you're facing a really good sniper, or as I say that, he peeks and
Fury
takes Fury. I was going to say is that when you're facing a good sniper, you give him an inch, you give him a mile, but they're actually going to see the Ubers popped out here, and this is a bad choice. Janus pops his Uber off, they push it into upper lobby, and they get nothing. Now the blue Ubers just popped off right here onto Tenny, getting right in there on Freeze. He picks him off, and he's fighting Larky too. This is a much better situation, but Pine and Daylight goes check and Flower. So Janus going down here is going to keep it better, but somehow Cute Beast have botched this so totally. This Fury's the only one left alive. He picks off Babel, but he can't get any more.
Yeah, honestly, Cute Beast, they should not have lost that. After Kusoyotech botched that push out with taking one soldier and maybe a scout with them. But yeah, as it stands now, Kusoyotech has regained their Spire. But it looks like Cute Beast is just coming in. They want to take it right back from them. Hysteria's already in with his soldiers and his medic. They're trading spam on top of Spire. Daylight goes down trying to make a play for the medic. Flower goes down, return. Pine goes down. Frack's just being traded all over the place in trash here.
Oh my!
Early picking up the
crossbow onto Babel. Freeze goes down here too, which is looking very good for Cute Beast. Once again, they do have a slight Uber advantage. That's not really going to be enough to work on, but there is no freeze on the field, which means no demo should trigger the push immediately. Because exactly, they can just jump Hysteria towards the point, trap it up. They do sack him in here, but now the Ubers are popped out here. They pick off Lucky, they pick off Daylight.
Janus doesn't have his yet. Janus doesn't have his Uber yet. They need to hold him to this point for a second more. No! He just got his Uber. That's really sad. If they had held on to the point for maybe a second longer, Janus could have Ubered out onto the point and they would have held that. But, you know, luck of the draw. He didn't really get it. And the second round going to Cute Beast in this fixture.
And is it too late for a 5-0? Looking here, we need to see better coordination out of Kusoyo on these mid fights. They've just looked a little sloppy, and they've eaten so much damage. That's not going to be a good start if Pine is taken off early here. And Babel can't even get Hysteria. Fury is traded out the other way, so Kusoyo's got a little bit to hang on to, but they drop Daylight, only picking up Hysteria. Janus,
he was
Flower,
1v1ing Lucky.
Flower should get a couple kills here. He's on the demo man, and if he's going to kill Freeze, that means that Janus is alone here, which
but he gets
is
the saw.
But he's got check or however you pronounce that, sitting right above him. So he just drops a fat rocket into his face. Now we have that massive Uber advantage here in the hands of RLE, and with Pine picked off out of forwards and Babel kind of overextended here, this is not looking good for Kusoyo. As Janus is finally spawned. Flower is almost unnecessarily on Sniper here. Like, they don't need to have him on Sniper because they can just pop this Uber and do a lot of work. Maybe they just don't have faith in it, or maybe Flower's just being Flower things. He's the AsiaFortress TF2 version of JW. But now this Uber is popped off here. Fury walks in here, kills Pine, and they pick off the gun and LK2. He couldn't back in the spawn fast enough. Still a soldier around here, but can 10 pick him off? That's
still Sticky's on the point.
So much work. He's down. Sticky's on the point, but they do a good job there to pick that one up.
Yeah, Freeze trying, but 1 man against 5. You need to be a god to pull that off. I'm gonna
And
watch
we're going
Pine on
to
this next bit because he seems to be dying really early on mid. So I'm gonna see what he's trying to do that gets him picked off so fast.
And on the other side, I'm going to watch Flower as he's jumping right forward here. He's putting some damage in here, denying some soldiers. Babel getting super lit because of it. With good combination from his Demo Man, Hysteria. They do pick up Pine early. Check going right in there. That was Shadow, I believe he said. Janice goes down to 10 as well. With Fury going down to... Okay, all the frags coming out here in QP's favor. And once again, the big X factor on these mids and these rounds is the fact that RLE is alive once again.
Yeah, full Uber pushing into last, you know?
And I feel I don't know what's going on here. Like, what is wrong with Kusoyotech?
It looks like Kusoyotech are playing a little passive on mids, waiting for something to happen, and and instead QBs just take the fight to them and absolutely crush them. They take all the space Kusoyotech are giving them and just win the mid with it. Hopefully we see Kusoyotech playing a little more aggressively.
Well, I'd like to see a more aggressive mid here, that's for sure. And we'll see if they can just go for the opening bomb in here. And they're actually quite a bit slower on pretty much all classes compared to their QP's counterparts. And QP's have the high ground. Pine is in on RLE, so that is a huge pick. They get 10-2, but Pine and LK are taken out. So now with Hysteria down, we're actually going to see a Kusoyo mid. And Janice stays alive. This is almost the inverse situation of what just happened this past round, where there's this massive over advantage. The difference is Flower will try and erase that.
Yeah, you're right. Flower certainly coming out on Sniper. Let's see what he can do. Bearing down bats here. But I think they're aware of the Flower Sniper. They're coming through resub instead. Daylight goes in and gets early again.
Well, they're clearly not that aware because Flower picks up Pine with a nice headshot. The Uber is popped out here. Now there's a back cap started on mid. And Shadow is denying Spire like a god here. And someone's got to go back and try and deal with this. Can they do it in time?
It's Freeze who's trying to deal with it.
So much work. He caps the point.
He's surviving on what, 25 health?
No, he's not gonna get daylight. Oh, he's got the combo back here. But just absolute stuff there in terms of that back cap. It's a really good delay.
Fine, Flower wanders into house on Sniper and meets Daylight, eats a rocket to the face, but Daylight's gonna get traded out for that by Shadow. And this is, are they going for a second mid fight here? Just not letting it go? Or are they gonna stalemate and stabilize?
I think what they're trying to do is they realize that RLE is at a disadvantage, so they're just trying to poke and prod here, see if they can, get the necessary picks to delay for RLE to actually come up on his Uber, because he has about 30% to go, and Kusoyo is pushing off their advantage here. They're walking right into the lobby here. They might get RLE if QP isn't careful. There are people right in on him, but great rockets there. Flower picking up a 3-room blade kill onto Babel. 10 getting a scattergun kill. Fury and Flower picking up people as well. This is all falling apart for Kusoyo because that Uber didn't get anybody. Okay, got Hysteria now, but
Larky whiffing his shots on the medic there as he got Ubered in. A bit of a beef from him, costing them the mid as well, and possibly second point. Because QPs now has a full Uber advantage, which they're going to want to just take to last.
Pine though, he's doing the Flower thing where he's up on Sniper trying to erase its advantage. They know he's here. He's out on bridge. Can't hit a headshot yet. They're gonna rotate Valley here because they know he's here. Can he find anything? Something?
Yes,
maybe he
does. Pine doing his job there, doing his part, erasing that Uber advantage. Now the rest of Kusoyotech needs to follow up on that. Hysteria jumps in for really no reason.
Alive. No, he's going for Janice. There is definitely a reason there. He wants to get that med pick. They're throwing 10 at him too because they know they're gonna lose this mid regardless. They may as well throw all 5 men and the kitchen sink at Janice to try and get the pick.
Dude, trying to be sneaky there, hiding under bridge on like 10 health or something, gets picked off.
Flower though, he's sniping again. He's way up into that diagonal area, which means I don't think he'll get the shot on the medic. Although he's peeking, he might have a line on him. He tags the demo very heavily, so he might get more. Flower, I think he's finally forced back into spawn. No, he's gonna peek out again anyways.
He wants more. Once more, he sees the medi beam. He knows Janus is there, but he misses the shot. Can't quite connect that one.
Well, and here's the thing: he also has to. He has to deal with Pine too. This is that clash of the snipers that you talked about. But his entire team's pushing in here, and Flower wins it with the body shot.
Red Uber gets false stuff.
Flower. Daylight gets Hysteria with this too, so this is a solid Uber here. But the post Uber is very rough as Check and 10 pick off 2 people. Janus is all alone. Oh, Babel
he does survive.
Saves him.
Oh.
But no, he doesn't. Fury is raining death from above with those rockets.
They're just trading frags one after the other. It's such a messy fight over here in Trash. Oh, Hysteria coming up through drop down. Gonna try and catch out Larky.
Larky and Pine. Can they get RLE? They can. That is
they get RLE finally.
Here, as Janus is back up. So once again, even though there isn't a lot of people to support him, there's gonna be that Uber advantage. How is Daylight still alive here? He has grabbed 4 health packs, I think, in that time span, and gotten out with 1 HP 3 times. He will finally be taken out though.
That was such a waste. Janus wasn't building the entire time RLE was down. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication that he desperately needed someone to build that Uber advantage with, but now it's just all the work Flower and Pine did, it's gone to waste. Uber's up about even here. Not Flower and Pine, Larky and Pine, sorry, my bad.
And Flower and Pine are those snipers, as you said. They are peeking in, trying to poke and prod, see what they can get. But Pine playing so passively on mid. He's making Flower force the issue. Making Flower go for that peek. Stairs actually walking a little far forward here too, so with the right coordination of spam, they might be able to catch the demo man out here. But it's not gonna matter when Flower peeks and takes out Pine. That opens things up here because a sniper can do so much work if he's given the space. And he's walking into house now, seeing if he can still get that shot. He's looking for anything he can get here, and he might get Babel. He takes him down pretty heavily, but he does eat a rocket for his trouble. But now the push is coming out from Q-Beast, and the Uber's popped off from Janus here onto mid. We have the exchange. Fury, the only casualty in this exchange, but the health and positioning for Kusoyo is not good. Daylight goes down in the post Uber, but Pine
gets
what
10.
A headshot.
And that's gonna prompt Kusoyo to come back out onto this mid. Pine does get counter-sniped by Flower, who's just really forcing the issue. Just stays right up in Freezer's face, but eats a pipe for his trouble and dies. And now Kusoyotech really trying to push this issue, trying to get Cute Beast to give up as much space as possible, and Cute Beast is indeed falling back to their lobby. Are they going to try and contest from Trash? They're sending 10 in, they're coming in with the Soldier and the Demo, and it looks like they are going to try and fight Spire.
Well, Fury fitting some rockets here, but they might have to give this up. Well, I don't know, they've actually done a good job of forcing them out, which kind of surprises me because they didn't do that much damage. Now, they're throwing some spam around here. Daylight did go deep there trying to see what he could get, and oh my, Pine picks out Fury. That is a good start here for this push in. There are still 2 scouts on Spire, and one of them gets cranked there. That's 10. The Uber's now popped off here. We have the exchange and trap. Pine taken out by a bomb from Shadow. And this Uber exchange is kind of an odd one, as there's a scout just killing the medic. And, this will work out in the long run for Cute Beast because they just left 10 to kill the medic.
Yeah, they lose so many people as well. They're gonna have to back out. Hopefully they do and conserve their numbers as much as possible instead of fighting mid. Yeah, they're gonna back out. They're gonna give up mid and hope. Are they gonna try and hold Grey? It looks like they will. They're gonna hold second. They have Pine sniping still. He's standing in shutters. Trying to see, but again, they know he's there. It looks like all the pushes are going to come through resub because they know that Choke is being covered by a sniper almost all the time.
Gothmog, I hate to just interject here, but we have a request just for you to back your mic maybe a little bit further away from you. You're coming in a little bit loud.
Oh, okay. Give me a second.
See if we can get a little bit better balancing on that one. Just doing chat a favor here as we have a bit of a stalemate. Fury is poking in house. 10 working in that flank. Daylight's sitting in the resup, kind of playing the bait and switch game with 10. See if he can get him to come in there. Now we've got just waiting game here, waiting for Pine to get that opening pick. We're waiting. Well, he might get one here. Hysteria is pushing him very hard, and he might get caught out. He exactly will be caught out there. And now this Uber is just going to be popped in here. They're bringing 3 in, which is a questionable decision, but Pine's hitting so many shots here. He's forcing flashes, and Bibble takes out Shadow. Here on this side does trade out that kill, though, so it's not all for naught, but Janice goes down. Iron Fury taking out 2. Finally, RLE down, and it's just 10 here. This somehow came out for Kusoyotech.
Yeah, I think it all started with Hysteria overcommitting. He peeked poked and choke alone there, and instantly got focused down by like 5 people or something. So probably on him them losing that mid.
Well, now with the Demo Man standing on that Spire with the Scout, this is going to be very hard for any kind of contention to come in here, and that's why it's not coming in. And we will have oh, never mind, it was a back spawn. I got excited because I thought Shadow was going to be on heavy for a second, which I like that. You know, heavy on hold is good. But it's going to be 10 versus Pine for the sniper duel.
Yeah, about a 16-17% Uber advantage for Kusoyotech here, not much. Yeah, they're going to be relying on the snipers here.
These snipers are poking. Well, Shadow gets tagged down a little bit. I believe that was from the headshot. Now we have a level 1 gun. This came up way too late. This is why you need the heavy. They did not have time to put that up. It does actually do a good enough job of delaying the Uber, though, for RLE to get it. So, making me kind of eat my words there. But Babel and Daylight taken out really quickly. Kind of
probably because they Ubered a scout in to deal with the sentry.
Yeah, at that point I think I'm
just getting mulched.
Absolutely mulched. Janice killbinds there wisely. And Flower might actually find Babel alone in the house here. Who can win that battle? Flower will take it. Good fight there from him. Now we have Spire being recapped here by Cupies. They're getting set to roll forward here. They still have fairly solid Uber advantage here. We're looking at about a 30% ad, which is enough for them to push off of if they want to. And it looks like, especially with the aggressive positioning and 10 just running so far forward, that they are going to try and push this. And Shadow actually mulched there immediately. But a nice fight from Hysterio takes out Larky. However, Pine runs into Flower will get him. So kind of a misplay here from Kusoyo as they're now down both scouts, having and only picking up a soldier. This should be like open field day for 10 and Flower to come in here. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're getting right in. Janice so hurt. Janice being pistoled down. Fury does get taken out by Babel. And now there is a soldier in here on RLE. He was going to have to pop it. Oh, that's a shame.
Well, good work from there from Kusoyotech to at least equalize the Ubers.
Actually, it's not that big a shame because Janice still hasn't spawned yet, so RLE is going to build up another 20-30% ad. 20% ad.
Assuming he does build, which he's not doing right now. Okay, finally does start building again. I'm going down again.
Think they have a bigger advantage than they do though, and with time down, that could trigger things here. It depends what the scout can do here. That's 10 doing work here, and this trade actually coming into lower daylight picks off Shadow. That will likely postpone any push here. Actually, it's gonna trigger a push out, or maybe what? Babel decides to just go die. That's what I'm gonna say. He just decided to suicide and did it using other people's weapons.
Yeah, I think Kusoyotech are playing a little more aggressively here because they're down to 8 minutes on the clock and they're still down 4-0. They've got to start, taking the initiative in these fights. Else, even if they win a couple of rounds, it might not be enough to equalize the scoreline.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Looks like... Oh, sorry, I missed something. Shadow's on Spy.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I like this. Here's the question. If you're Shadow, are you going for the backstab on the medic? Or if you're Q-Beast on Hole, are you going to try and fade out the push and have Shadow get the back cap on Spy? Shadow is just standing on the point. He's... Oh my goodness. He just went for it with Flower coming in behind, which could have been actually a really good play, but the trap gets both of them. I don't think they saw that it was up on the sides of the point, and that's huge because now Hysteria picks in RLE go down. 9 traded out by 10. Oh my god, 10 actually just runs on the point. 10, sorry.
Yeah, he just runs in lower right, meat shots the scout who was standing there, and bosses his way onto the point. No one stopping him. So a really decisive 5-0 coming out there for Cute Beast on this first map.
I mean, I did say after the first mid-fight that it was going to be a 5-0. Did I? No? No? Okay.
Oh, you did try to change your prediction, but...
But no, that first mid really was kind of the indicator. When you see just how handily they took the mid, and they just used that to just roll through and take out Kusoyotech.
Yeah,
like...
Kusoyotech.
Kusoyotech. That's what I said, right?
I said Kusoyotech. But you were making a meme there.
I was just trying to play it off as not memeing. But yeah, that was kind of a shocking 5-0 to me, to be honest. I thought that was going to be a much closer overall game here. But, you know, maybe, we're going into a second map?
Yeah, we are. Badlands and Gully for the main maps, and then after that, Process for the tiebreaker, if a tiebreaker is necessary.
That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see how those will go. Before we actually talk about that, I did get shot over the stats here from Brodogs. And I hope my mic's not picking up my cat just sitting at my door meowing right now. But I want to point out the damage overall. The bottom 3 damage in the server, like DPM, all are on Kusoyotech. Yeah. One of them is Freeze, who, putting out a Smithsonian-esque performance, didn't break 200 DPM.
Yeah, a bit of a paltry 193 sitting over there on demo. Not quite showing up, maybe, Freeze. So other than the damage, the damage these individual players did, is there anything else you thought, like on the mid-fights or anything contributed to the 5-0 roll?
It's hard, like, half the mids it seemed like Kusoyotech were just clumping too much together, so they were taking a ton of the same damage. But on the other mids, it just seemed like they were, like, each player was individually picking 1v1s and would just lose them across the board. So it's kind of like the trade-off there for me is like, on one hand, one of their mistakes was being too together, but on the other hand, their mistakes were being too far apart. So yeah. I honestly don't know what you do if you're Kusoyotech going into these next mids. That said, Gullywash does play out quite a bit differently than Badlands, just on the sense that you can actually do effective things on the ground in Badlands, whereas Gullywash, it's going to be who hangs onto the point and like the high ground.
I just like to point out something real quick. Taking a look at 10 stats, he's 26 for 6. That's a KD of 4.3 right there.
Well, he's a scout. He was probably being healed to 185. And that's all I'm going to say about that. He tried.
So how do you think Gully's going to play out here? How do you think it's, does it lend itself a little more to certain classes? Do you see any other factors coming out?
I mean, I'd look to see. I always look for good, like, strong demoman performances because I feel like that hampers you on like any map, no matter what.
Right.
Is how your demoman performs. And Hysteria won that fight, like, easily won that fight. On the other hand, this is also quite a wide sniper. Like, there are some decent sniper sight lines here. I know Big Door is a fairly common one, and there's always a sniper on last. Flower was winning those sniper duels against Pine. Pine might have been hitting the more impactful shots, getting the drop onto RLE. But when Flower was just winning like those, that's going to give you the better chance overall. Because, for every one shot that Pine hit that was impactful, Flower was hitting 2 or 3. And as soon as you start losing your
damage output right there.
Exactly. When you're losing your demo, like losing the demo battle, and then you're being out off classed and being outscouted you really can't do anything. So I don't know, like the coordination on Q-Piece has been so on point. On these mid fights, they managed to stay like on Badlands. They basically had control of both trains for most of the mid fights. Like, yeah, I don't think there's much that Kusoyotech can do unless they manage to come out here and be a completely different team between maps. But
which is not out of the question, you know. Hopefully this little pause here, well, not pause, this little warm-up session can maybe jog their muscles, get the DM going, get their strats going. Maybe we'll see a bit more of a game, as I might say.
Well, I mean, Pine is rocking the pregame sniper. He's winning all these sniper duels against Flower here, which is just a good sign. Then again, Janice has outfragged Flower on this in this pregame in terms of like killing each other. So I don't think we can put too much weight into that.
Yeah.
But so Gothamus Prime, how are you doing? Like, what are you thinking? You haven't.
What am I thinking?
I've talked about a lot about what I think's gonna happen. I want to hear your side of this.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping for a better game. I'm hoping, Freeze shows up a little more and starts, putting out a bit more damage. But as much as I can hope for it, I have some doubts that it's gonna happen. Just because of, in general, I just think Cubius is out DMing Kusoyotech for the most part. Like, you'd see the scouts just run into 3 people and still get the pick that they wanted to, and then survive for so long after that. So when it looks like some of the Cubius players are in the zone right now, in the zone. So it might be hard to show up against that.
Yeah, there is something in terms of scouts. It's like, there's your scout, there's your like warmed up scout, your hot scout who's hitting shots, and then there's someone who just goes full meat shot.
Yeah.
And what we've seen today so far has been 10 going full meat shot. He's doing so much damage. He's living. He's killing. He's doing it all. And yeah, Kusoyotech needs to find an answer for the 10 scout. And I'm thinking that could be the MGE Lord and champion Larky. But it's gotta be somebody. Someone on Kusoyotech needs to step up here and say, hey, I am a player. We are a good team. It's time for someone to have that impact performance that kind of rallies their team. Because as soon as Kusoyotech sees someone on their team going off, I think that might trigger a few more people to go off with them and kind of like get the ball rolling. They just need that impact play, and I'm looking for that to actually come out pretty quick on the opening mid. That it needs to start fast, and they need to set the tone. So winning this mid, and ideally if you're Kusoyotech, winning it in like a roll is what's needed.
Yeah, I think you're right, and like you were saying, they need to find an answer to 10. So hopefully for this game, for this map, that's going to be Larky. So, chat, if you want to see a good game, give Larky your energy. That meme, Larky take my energy, I don't know where that's from, but it's funny. And I think we are going live here.
We are live. Maybe, well, after a few more resets, obviously, because Hysteria kills himself. I mean, I would have made some joke about if Freeze had killed himself in that, like, freeze time pre-rollout thing. That he might want to do it after his performance on the last map, but not gonna go there because it wasn't him doing it. And then we open this first mid, and Larky gets absolutely crushed.
Yeah, eats a really heavy sticky from Hysteria, or was that the other scout?
But overall, we actually have 10 taken out there early by Freeze. We have Arlie going down. They traded out here too. So this is looking a little bit better for Kusoyo. They keep their meta alive. And they have the man advantage here, so they just have to kill the demo, and they do that. Oh, Janus Craters. Crater. No, the scout could do enough to get this here. He's gonna try.
The Freeze does have a scout with him.
And it
Does
is the
have
MG
Larky
Lord, but
with him.
10's here. 10 is here too. And
Oh,
this
but-
is gonna be the mid. And
MG
he now
Lord or
has
no?
RLE throwing crossbows in there too, except he misses. And we're actually gonna have a second mid fight here, potentially, because there's no
It looks
scouts
like.
on the field for QP. So Kusoyo is coming back in here, and they're taking out a few frags here. Both medics are still alive, but Janice is pretty alone, and this demo man,
Hysteria
Oh
just
my
jumped. He
goodness.
wants the frags, but he's not gonna get him.
Janice was so low. One spam rocket could have basically could have been the impact kill for this entire game here. But alas, 10 is actually sneaking in here. He catches Larky
Let's get Larky.
completely off guard. He just found him with his pants down, and Flower
And
picks
Flower
up
hits the
Janice.
body shot on Janus.
The two of them again. Okay, actually, Pine comes on the backside and picks off RLE, but Flower gets able to. What I was about to say is I kind of spent a little time in pregame saying they needed the star power to take over,
Yeah.
and you just saw Flower and 10 bring out the star power here. Like they couldn't shut it down, and no one on Kusoyo really brought out that star power. With Flower holding down this big door too, he might even be able to find more here. Larky's walking so far forward, and right into stickies too, which is not ideal. But
He
it's
backs
a
off.
fairly passive hold now. Flower peeking into choke. He takes the demo heavily too. So this is Flower might get spammed down there. No, he's gonna live. This is gonna be.
Fury's
What do you think's gonna
peeking.
happen?
I can't really say. It just depends on which one of these snipers starts hitting their shots. Flower's rotating over to Big Door. Might be able to pick off the soldier, but no, Daylight knows he's there. He's spamming the rockets at the ground, hearing the dings. And Flower takes out Pine, standing at Big Door, but peeks choke and headshots Pine.
Yeah, just going for the long range peek, and we actually have Shadow and 10 both in the lobby here. 10's gonna run into Daylight, and he's actually somehow still alive. Both of them are, but actually on the other side of that, I missed. Larky came in with
Shadow
killed
and 10.
Flower, and we have the exchange here.
Shadow and 10
And
behind. They're behind. On second. They're gonna start the back half.
they can't do anything about this unless their team
Pine-
somehow contest this. Fury, I don't think
Pine's
he
in
can
river
contest in
on
time.
sniper.
He is contesting in time. Can he stay on the point long enough? No. Pine, the impact body shot.
Yeah, but on the other side, the red Uber does get forced on mid, and it's a pretty poor Uber. The combo's just cut out here with no one with them.
Arlie
Oh, but they
hasn't
do
popped
manage
yet.
to get out.
Arlie has not popped. That
Yeah,
could
so
be
it's
the
a full
difference
Uber.
maker in this entire round. But Pine picking off Shadow.
Gonna delay that
Flower
push a
with
little
two.
bit.
Pine peeking for more. Ooh, Flower. Great
Flower says
headshot. Winds up
no.
saving like 4 people on his team because they were all standing so vulnerable. It's almost like they forgot he
Ten's
was
just
sniping.
running in. He gets freeze. Ten is just getting so much room. No one is watching these flanks. With Flower on sniper, with Pine on sniper, no one is watching these flanks, and Ten's just having the run of the map to himself. You know, running in from every which way, and getting picks everywhere.
Flower
Where's
standing on
Janus
second alone.
Janus trying for a solo back cap on the blue side. What is going on?
This is game, like this is round obviously because when Janice is that far behind, like, come on, dude, killbind. That's a button on your keyboard.
He does manage to get out to last though.
Yeah,
Oh
but
god.
he's at an 80% or 60% disadvantage now. Like,
Yeah.
killbind is the right answer there, but that's way back before you even start a back cap on second by yourself as medic. Like, when you get into that position, you've
Something's
done
wrong.
something wrong. Killbind, please.
Blue,
But the Uber's popped
Uber's-
out here from blue.
The
It
solo
is-
demo Uber. No, they bring in the
Oh,
soldier
they're
with
bringing
them.
a soldier too. And they're just throwing some shots around here. They're forcing Pine off the point. No one has died yet. Pine finally taken out by a roller, no less. And now Hysteria is just going to start chapping the point. That's enough to bait down
Yes,
here.
get
The
hit
Uber
by-
actually comes up on Janice, so maybe he's making me eat my words for on that killbind thing. Because I don't think he would have had the Uber if he killbind. Well, maybe if he killbinded earlier. But this guy's
Ten's
just
just
going to run
gonna
the
run.
point.
Oh, but he dares. Lucky dares save the day and takes down 10. And again, so close to just winning these rounds for his team single-handedly.
Well, it depends. Flower could actually do something huge to delay it. He actually beefs his shot onto Larky, but that will actually delay the cap here. Is Larky's gonna have to push right into Flower. Maybe he'll take him out safely. But now the second is going to stay in the hand of Cute Beast.
Yeah. Pine does take out Shadow over in River. And QB's backing out a little bit. Now they're opting to stay just outside River and spam into that upper area. But it does look like we finally have something of a stalemate. Some stabilization, you know. Freeze is just trying to lob stickies over at Arlie. Arlie does finally realize what's happening and drops down into a lobby. And he's just walking into last with his soldier and with his scout and demo. And they do steal that. They do steal that round away. That was really, really poor by Kusoyotech. His flank's not being covered at all.
Yeah, that was. I honestly am speechless on kind of like how that went down. That's just like a giant. I mean, I'll just say it again. It's Kusoyotech because that was a giant throw. That entire round, it's like they gave up on that one. And into this mid here, Pine goes down early here. This is again not the start that you're looking for on a mid fight. And what's interesting here is the bombs are coming back, but Babel taken out. Daylight's so lit here. Flower will be taken out, so that's positive. Larky is trying to fight 10 down here, but what's weird? Okay, Janet's taken out. I was gonna say what's weird about this entire mid fight is the fact that the point almost got capped at one point, and they were already on the red side of mid, so they could have just like left half their team to fight and just sent the scout to second, and like would have penned people out. And that almost actually happened, which would have been kind of entertaining. As the scout just starts capping second while like red team's still fighting mid.
Now we've got Shadow hiding over here in River, hoping to get a pick, and he does take Babel, and Fury takes down Janus. Hysteria gets Pine. Kusoyotech just bleeding players here. Be holding a bit too far forward after spawning so late. And they're not even watching the point. They're just
good
going forward and trying to get frags.
Freeze, and actually a little bit of spam's gonna get a 4K, but oh no, Arlie solo Ubers into what?
He tries to get Uber himself onto the point and cap it, but that's not gonna pay off. The hero play doesn't work out.
Alright, Goth, I'm leaving this to you. I don't understand what's going on here. These are some of the biggest like throws and stupidest decisions I think I've seen in TF2. And I play ESA Open. So like I see a lot of throws, and we're talking about like high level stuff here, and they're just like insanely questionable choices in throwing. I feel like we're watching a pug.
Welcome to Asia, my friend.
Like, what is this? FPL? Pug NA?
I don't know, man. Oh, but okay, fine. Kusoyotech finally getting some aggression going, jumping both soldiers in onto Blue's choke. And Daylight, is he gonna go for a sack? No, he's not gonna go for a sack after Flower peaks and Domes freeze. They all just clustered near this health pack. And they finally do Uber in. I don't know if they're gonna get too much. No, they do get Arlie.
It gets a lot. They get Hysteria, they get Arlie. Daylight is taken out on the other side because Shadow and 10 are still doing so much work. 10 taken out by Pine Sniper Rifle. But Janus goes down here through the Shadow. He's still alive, but Larky's gonna get the 1-2 punch there. And they get it.
Yeah, it feels like the Uber pushes, like as soon as the Uber is in, it just devolves into a DM fest. Very little medic protection, if any. Very little positioning, they just chase the frags.
Maybe Cupies just kind of felt like they had an entire map that they can throw now. So they're just kind of toying around. That's why Arlie went for the back cap by popping Uber into last. Yeah, I'm not gonna go there fully, but that might be why. And Pine, he's heating up here. Picks off Hysteria with a nice headshot there. Babel should get caught here though by 10 in Shadow. He will. And that's actually 3 down for Kusoyo. As the Cute Beast wave is starting to roll forward.
By Shadow, but Shadow's finally gonna go down. Thank God he doesn't get anyone. And Fury gets domed over and choked by Pine. Pine aiming for Arlie. Is he gonna hit the shot? It just targets over to 10.
Arlie taken out by Larky there, and that's not a good pick there either because now, well, actually his team's he's got teammates just running in here. Janus gets a saw, gets taken out there. So somehow when Cute Beasts make terrible decisions, like this is what I don't understand. QB's terrible decision to just let your medic get fragged there somehow. Like, he had 3 people around him, and somehow you just let him die. But then off of that, your team just pushes forward and kills everybody else.
Again,
it's just like, I don't understand. Like,
it seems to be 10 and Flower just picking up the slack and just fragging everything.
Yeah, it's just, it's like, okay, here, our medic has advantage. Let's just throw him away so that we lose, like, our advantage and our heals. Oh, no, okay, we lost our medic. We don't have an advantage. Let's just go throw ourselves into them, kill everybody, and move. It's like, okay, that's a strategy.
Yeah,
it's not a strategy I'd work.
It's almost like the medic goes down is the unleashing of the scouts, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we don't need to protect our medic anymore, now let's just go forward and kill.
It's like, this is the strategy that I, like, it almost feels like Cute Beast, they're just sandbagging right now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like the hope for Lucky and for Lucky to show up. Well, it's not that he's not showing up, but he's just getting outclassed by the scouts on Cute Beast right now. A little sad to see.
Now, another thing that kind of just points out to how Cute Beast really just aren't caring about keeping their medic alive. I'll hold that off while we have the push in here. The Ubers actually popped out of Kusoyo. They pick off Fury, but now Arlie gets launched through choke and popped off, and now 10 just gets to be shiny and invincible in 185, and he doesn't actually try and kill anyone. Oh, that's that doesn't matter. He's got Flower with him too, so this is I don't know, like, this position.
Just trapping them out. Just trapping them out of their own lobby.
Like, the entire positioning in this entire fight is so messed up because you wind up having, like, a 3-man positioning where the medic was on one side of the fight, people are on the other, and, like, in the third, like, side of the triangle was still more people from Cute Beast, and it's just like, okay, let's just and now we have okay, Hysteria just bombs Pine. What is going on?
I don't know.
I am so confused.
I really wish I could answer you. Like, I really wish I could, but it's so hard to track what's going on.
I would love to see people like Danny just do a demo review of this and just be like,
scream.
What is going on?
Scream, yeah. Just scream of frustration.
And oh my god, Fury hitting rockets like a madman. Well, his team's actually in a little bit of trouble here because, you know, he tried to take 7 people and, well, he took on 6, he took on 6 people, he killed 4, but the remaining 2 killed him, and then just rolled forward and killed more people.
Yeah, and now we've got another push coming in by Cute Beast. They just don't care, man.
No, they clearly no fucks are given here as they just roll forward. Sorry, family show.
Yeah, and again, Kusoyotech just giving them so much. They do manage to force Cute Beast to pop their Uber first, but Kusoyotech's gonna have to multi to save Pine over there.
Well, now 10 and Flower, this is their time to shine. Pine actually picking one off, but 10 gets Janice. Another big pick there. He is finally taken out. And now Hysteria is fighting a 1v1 against Freeze. We are actually seeing a demo 1v1. Is this a mid fight? No, this is a fight for second.
Yeah, no, they got out. They both left each other.
Pine now is on mid. He's very hurt. He gets taken out there too. Shadow gets the kill there. Daylight putting pressure on the Hysteria, but somehow can't find the kill. Hysteria will escape with 2 HP. Larky taken out here too, and the health is so bad on QB's or Kusoyo again. Daylight peeking out. This is just gonna trigger another push here because we have a 6-man or 6 versus 3 situation here, and half of QB's is already on second. We might finally see this round have an answer here.
Possibly, but Ubers are even, so there will be a last defense up.
Honestly, at this point, I don't think Cute Beast is even gonna care that there's Ubers are not here. They're just gonna roll in regardless, try and force out just whatever fight they can. Actually, they're playing a little bit more conscious here. They at least want to get their own Uber, which is somewhat of a
Babel nearly gets taken out by 10. Let's get an arrow from his medic. And 10, is 10 gonna run in from River? No, he backs out.
He actually goes under the point though. He's gonna bait it. Fable's right there though. And now the Uber's popped off here. They get the sentry gun, but there is no pop from Janus yet. There is a heavy there too. That is now the shiny guy. This is a terrible
The
play.
heavy knows that 10's under the point.
Yep.
And does finally fall to Lucky.
Flower is sniping, and unless he can go like sheep on steroids or aimbot mode, I don't think he can do anything there. No, he's just gonna back up here all the way back to second with his medic and his demo. Try and keep someone alive, maybe get a pick, but does not look like that will even be the case here.
Has managed to slink out of there. And what? Oh. Shadow's behind again. Is Shadow on Spy? Shadow's on Spy. See what he's gonna be trying to go for.
He might get
Has
Janus
found his way
here.
behind them.
Janus doesn't know. Janus doesn't know. Janus
none of them
does
know.
not know. Nobody knows. He can't catch up to Janus though. Janus is too fast.
He's
He
gonna
has to go to
settle.
the soldier.
And he survives. But they know he's behind them now. Chances are he's not gonna get anything else.
Y'all, and we actually have a wrap coming in here. It is QP show up on mid, and they're like, hey, where is everybody? Oh, they're on our second. Fury might get Janus here. No, Janus will not drop that. He has balls of steel, but they're not stupid enough to drop there. As he actually pops off the exchange here, and this is looking again
do
good
manage
for
to get
Kusoyotech.
Punch! I said not a minute ago that Shadow would get nothing else because they know there's a spy around.
I'm done. See you later. What was that? How do you let a spy get your medic? That said, it doesn't matter because this round's over. Finally, Kusoyo win.
Somehow after the medic dies.
But this is something else.
And not a good something else either. It's not like, wow, that's something else. It's like, no, this is just, I don't know. Okay, is this mid gonna be remotely more organized than the last one?
I don't know. We have a lot of position here overall out of Kusoyotech, which is a good start, but now QBs have moved up as a unit together here. They're in position. Pine will be traded out here. And now Babel goes down too. This is again looking like a better mid for QPs, and a great rocket from Shadow picks off Daylight. But Stickies from Freeze come in there. He's kind of impact here, but I can't say that Kusoyo's or the QPs is actually one mid because they're on second killing everybody and they haven't even started capping mid. So with the amount of delay on that cap, we could see the spawn waves come in. No, we won't. Never mind. Our early decided to go back and cap mid.
Yeah, going for the solo cap. His teammates do come to help him out, but just all over the place right now. And who's this? Oh, Babel and Daylight holding really far forward while the rest of their team set up at last.
Well,
And
Fury's gonna walk in and kill both of them.
Yeah.
That's gonna be round. This should be round. Arlie has a 70% advantage. Pine is on sniper though, and there's an engineer, but there's no soldiers, which means they just need to work in here. They pop the Uber, they get the sentry gun, they start spamming up into that medic, and they have someone stepping towards the point, which means they bait the point.
And actually, they're fragging QPs. Oh, but Daylight goes down. Babel goes down. Freeze goes down.
And Hysteria and Flower were all alive at the very end of that, as was Arlie. There's no way you can win that. Those guys have been going so strong all game, and that's exactly what happened. Look for Hysteria to kind of carry that momentum too. He got really confident late in there and just was doing a ton of work. And look for him to continue that here onto this mid fight. He's a little bit slower than his counterpart, but he does go big door. He hasn't actually hit too much, but the huge bomb from Fury gets in there. Janus takes so much damage, and that actually turns all of Kusoyotech around. Their positioning is so bad, but Babel and Daylight now combine for a few key frags on both soldiers. Like taking out this kind of an interesting mid fight here. Flower picks off Freeze from 10. He's still full health, running on this point, and Flower's actually going to backstab here. Comes in. Oh, he does a lot of damage to Janus, but he actually will be taken out by Pine. So it's what can 10 do? 10. Can
Nope, he's gonna die.
out. Well, and
They've got them sandwiched in here.
Yes.
They should get them all here. Well, at least the medic, if not all of them. What is Fury doing? He's killing Babel, that's what he's doing. Decides to stay in and does get a frag. That being said, the mid will go to Kusoyotech. And are they going to wait for their spawns before they start pushing in? It looks like they
I
are.
assume so. Yeah, they are definitely waiting. Waiting for something.
Daylight. Daylight
Fury
nearly
gets
getting...
really far forward here. He's right in their face. He actually forces that Uber out. That might have just been popped in to try and kill them. That's going to allow Arlie to back up here and kind of leapfrog to his advantage. And the fact that Hysteria and Shadow combine to get Babel and Daylight is huge.
Yeah, now massive, massive Uber advantage for RLE. And Jin is sitting on
is
7 health.
lit.
Oh, but there's a backup coming in from Larky.
Yeah, there's a back gap. That's the thing that happened in this game. And we're at 2-2. 2-0. Going into another mid fight here. We have 8 minutes left. It's a new game. It's just like we started before this game. Even you know, 0-0. Now it's 2-2. Nothing matters except for these next few rounds here because we have 8 minutes left in this opening mid fight here. QP's just throwing some rockets, spam around. Scattergun. Babel's gonna be picked off by Flower going balls to the wall there. Shadow goes in there too, picks off Pine. Breaks something out the other way as well, but this is looking like a very QP's man. And QP's, or Kusoya, the members that are left alive are pinned on QP's second. Now they're starting to come back in here, but they should get taken out. But Freeze and Janice, like I said, are back on QP's second. So all they need to do is, QP's need to do is cap this point, and then run to second and start capping.
Yeah,
how they
Uber's
decide to
onto
just
the point,
scatter.
but with a single demo, I don't see how they can do anything now. All they can do is get out. That's the most they can do with that Uber.
And
He's
now
just
we have
trying to set up a trap on the cone.
QP's is moving in through the choke point. Pine is still sniping. He's gonna take a lot of spam though. Daylight might get caught here too, depending on how nice the rocket Shadow has are. He's actually just gonna give up that fight. And now Daylight comes in for the bomb. And Daylight, he's done nothing yet, and he still does nothing. He does nothing against me. What do you say about that?
I feel like Daylight's going for a lot of solo plays and he's not being backed up by his team whatsoever.
Well, speaking of solo plays, we have a solo Uber from right here trying to defend as the Ubers were exchanged.
Nice rocket onto
Flower
Flower.
somehow escapes that. And now I'm half expecting Gimmicks to just show up and back cap last, but we have a scout here in the lobby. That's Pine gonna be taken out. Larky's gonna be with him too. Larky should have given his life away here too. He does. And now 10 is on last. 10 is gonna frag
kill
Janice.
everything.
And now Shadow should kill Daylight. They do. That's the round. 3-2, 6 minutes left.
It's gonna be in Kusoyotech to pull something out of the hat and equalize this here. Because right now 10 is just wrecking their asses.
And now, mid-fight, number 6 here. QP's taking that high ground position again. Both scouts are already up there, and they're doing a good job of kind of pushing people back. Pine, the first casualty, coming down between Fury and Flower shots. Shadow Bomb's right in there. He picks off 2 for his efforts before being taken out. And another dominant QP's mid where Janice, killbind Janice. Janice, killbind.
He's trying to go for the top. He's just enjoying himself at this point.
Well, his enjoyment is throwing it for his team, I think. Because I honestly don't think Killbind in there would do much different, except for a little bit earlier spawn wave, because they are going to be facing full Uber disadvantage here, and the QPs are going to start to roll forward. They roll forward, they do, popping that Uber out of river.
Sentry.
They take out the gun. They jump right into the combo here. Larky is down as well. These frags are coming out here. Pine and Babel down to Fury, forcing Freeze way back into spawn. It is just Daylight. And they cap the point.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's attempt to cast again.
Another mid-fight number 7. I've always attempted to cast.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch 10 and just see how many kills he gets right here. Does need a sticky early
Daylight gets a nice little forward bomb here. Just kind of stays on the ground. But now the pressure is coming in from Kusoyo. You can feel the desperation. And the desperation feels like turtling, apparently. Babel taken out by Fury. Shadow gets traded out by Larky though, so this isn't
Dana's
all
left
for naught.
all alone. Dana's left all alone by every single one of his team members. Ten spares his life for some reason. Only to come in from behind and take it away again.
This is the
There we go.
or feed saws. I'm not sure which. Feeding saws. Feeding saws.
Feeding saws.
So shout out to Cute Beast scouts who have hit everything all game for whipping so hard there together.
Yeah, dropping the ball a little bit there.
Maybe they're like a
unintentional ramp slide then, getting taken a bit further than he wanted to, nearly gets fragged.
maybe it's like a cat and a mouse kind of thing where he wants to play with it before he eats it. Like Flower and Ten just felt like playing with their mouse Janice before killing it. But
yeah, I wouldn't put
then
that
the
past
dog
him.
came in and started barking at them, and the bark turned into a bite, and the bite killed them. I don't know. That's my analogy, and I'm sticking with it.
They can certainly afford to play as much as they want. They're 2 rounds up, there are 3 minutes left.
Now, if Killing in the Name were on this team, he would be screaming, just hold last, don't push out, just hold last. Because it is Gullywash, and you want to stall it out for the win. And the longer that this delay comes in here, the better. And Freeze getting killed before this is not ideal for his team. Daylight's so hurt. All the flashes and all the nothing happening. Pine and Daylight taken out immediately in the post over by Fury and Flower. Flower just runs through and gets Janice. 10 picks up Larky on the other side, and 10 gets Babel too. That is a clean wipe off that last push. Freeze is just the respawner. He's trying to. He might actually get caught here. He's in choke, and Fury's right there. Nope, he actually has. He's prepared for that.
Oh, he wasn't prepared for that.
No, he was not prepared for 10 to just run at him and click on him and say, "How do you do?" You do dead.
Yeah, it's not like 10's been doing that the entire game.
Well, Pine peeking big doors. He was. Oh my God! It's the BM. Shadow is on heavy. They pop the heavy Uber. The heavy Uber gets 1, gets 2. They get the medic. This is mental. They are doing so much work, and they haven't even capped second as they're getting ready to start camping last. I think. Yep,
yeah,
the heavy is rolling
in
in for the spawn camp. Hysteria is gonna start trapping Shadow too.
And the heavy's gonna go for the cap. He's gonna stand on point.
It's a fat cap is what they're going for there. And now Fury just bombs right on the point to step on. No one can stop it. And we hit 5-2.
Can I just point out both the scouts of Cute Beast, sitting above both teams' medics in terms of points?
I would also like to point out that that has been the case since round 2.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to wait for the game to finish so that the numbers were bigger, you know?
Yeah. No, I was going to point it out way back when. And Flower runs Sniper to mid, picks off Larky, but Shadow and Hysteria taken out here. Flower gets Pine. That was kind of dirty. Flower gets Daylight. Okay, Flower. Nice 3k on mid you have here. Freeze is not going to peek out, but Babel will.
Are they going to win this mid with double sniper?
Babel will. Flower wins it. I didn't even notice 10 was sniping because it's only been Flower actually hitting anything. But 10 sniping through. Flower. Okay,
oh, 10 does steal that kill. Filthy KSR.
3k from Flower on that mid as sniper, and 10 pushes forward, gets Pine. It's the double sniper strat and the double striper domination.
This is just dead time, as it has been for a
while.
while. They're just enjoying themselves.
Left in the match.
Having fun.
And it's the stat
Why
pad.
not? Because
then
what
again,
better way to
like
pad your stats than as sniper?
Hey, he's a flower headshot machine. Pine stands in a doorway and takes 3 directs from Fury, and that's gonna end the map, end the match. And we say, na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye, Kusoyotech.
Thank you for joining us for this cast of Soap DM. Hope it's been enjoyable for you viewers at home.
Well, let's not say it's done yet. We gotta bring up something that starts and ends with S. Has a couple T's in the middle.
Snipers.
And then
oh no. Oops.
Stats.
Stats.
You gotta look
right,
at those
that
stats. And I don't actually have the stats yet.
I know. I was waiting.
I have the stats now.
Ah.
No, not the TF2 center on Gullywash.
Got him.
No, that's a pug.
I do have them
are the
with
logs
me
I
right
need.
now.
Me too.
Flower sitting on 383 DPM.
383 DPM on Flower, 361 on Fury, 353 on 10, 32 and 21 on 10, 39 and 16 on Flower. I don't think I really need to say much more about these stats because that was absolutely dominant.
Yeah, there's not much to say to analyze besides, you know, Cute Beast is just out DMing Kusoyotech at every turn.
And that's really all it was. Is even though the coordination wasn't quite there, I mean, well, actually, shout out to RLE because he wasn't being protected that well, but still only died 8 times over 7 rounds. That's pretty good considering his counterpart died double that. Now, this isn't it for AsiaFortress. It's it for tonight or this morning as the sun's risen, and I'm looking up and I'm like, hey, I should get breakfast now. That was just the lower bracket finals.
Lower bracket semifinals, I believe.
Semifinals? I thought that was my mistake. Regardless.
Yeah, so we've got more matches lined up for you.
It is lower bracket.
Not today, but
it is lower bracket finals, and that means that Cute Beast move on to get a rematch with Penguins.
Club Penguin Crusaders, and the last time those two teams met up, it was one of the key factors was 10 not really hitting his shots, but as evidenced today, he can be a meat shot machine when he wants to. So the next time those two teams match up, if there's anything to be taken away from today's match, it's that 10 will be there. He will be ready, and he will be meat shotting his way through his opponents.
Well, and that's definitely something worth tuning into. It will be casted at some point on TF Live TV. Also, if you are interested, we still have AsiaFortress coverage coming up later this week for more games on TF Live TV. And this Friday will be our panel. We have a new feature started last Friday on TF Live TV. We have a panel hosted by myself and Smithsonian. And we'll be talking kind of all things TF2. We're gonna be talking some AsiaFortress, some AsiaFortress, and there will definitely be some banter. Tune in that Friday for that. That'll be the 8th of April. So if you like what you saw, drop a follow as well. Just that'll keep you updated on everything that TF Live is covering because hey, we're branching out. So now I gotta ask you one question.
Yep.
Sure. Do you have any shoutouts?
Oh yeah, sure. Shout out to TF Live TV for streaming this match. Shout out to Brodogs. Shout out to you as well, you and Brodogs, for putting up with this match, whatever that was we just saw. Shout out to the AsiaFortress community, and shout out especially to Scott because he wanted one. So.
Alright, I do have to give a shout out to Brodogs. He is our fearless cameraman, and I believe, based on my knowledge, I think after midnight there in Australia. So, shout out to him for, staying up and actually casting, or doing camera work at such an awful time for him. And more to that, shout out to you, Gothamus Prime, Gothbot, whatever you want to call yourself in terms of robots. Shout out to you and your microphone for being an enjoyable co-caster.
I apologize for my microphone. He misbehaves sometimes. I can't control him.
I would have thought something that you keep so close to your mouth would have been a she. My bad. And with that, I think we've gotten to a point where I've been up for too long. I've started to remove my filter completely, which means that we should head out for an evening. Have a great evening, everyone who tuned in, and see you next time.
Yowza.